Hi guys, Danger Rock here. Today we're going to be looking at the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Trilogy Batman figure. This is a really nice figure. I just picked them up at Target. And before we get into the figure itself, we're going to take a look at his box. His box looks exactly just like all the other McFarlane DC figures. On the side here, it says Batman, Hong Kong Skydive, Dark Knight. On the back here, we got a really nice picture of Batman. Not much more on the side, nothing really on the bottom. But before we take a look at the figure itself, we're going to take a look at his accessories. He comes with his standard DC trading card. Right here it says Batman the Dark Knight. Back here it says real name Bruce Wayne with the help of Lieutenant Jim Gordon and District Attorney Harvey Dent. Batman sets out to destroy organized crime in Gotham City for good. The triumvirate proves to be effective, but they soon find themselves prey to a rising criminal mastermind known as the Joker, who thrusts Gotham City into anarchy and forces the Dark Knight ever closer to crossing the fine line between her and Vigilante. That's a nice trading card right there. We also get a DC stand, which is really cool. This peg hole goes right at the bottom of his feet, just like all the other DC figures. This thing, I believe this attaches to his back. You see he has a peg hole right there, and I bet he has a peg hole on his back. This thing right here, this actually looks like his grappling hook. I think this is really cool. I think this fits right in his hand. And my favorite accessory here, now this one's really nice. It's a shuriken, but it's a bomb. If you look at it closely, it says 223 right there. And I believe this fits right in his hand. But that's enough with his accessories, and let's take a look at the Dark Knight himself. Now, this is a really nice figure, really nice head sculpt right there. I feel like this certainly does resemble Christian Bale as Batman. Really nice black here on his suit. I really like his utility belt, the way it's all sculpted right there. The belt is non-removable, but that's okay. Really nice detail put into his shoulder pads right here. I like the way they don't really rock back and forth as I'm moving the figure. And his spikes are actually really nicely detailed there as well. Looking at his legs, nice dark black paint texture right there. We take a look at his back. We can see the peg hole right there where this would go. So I believe if we pop his head right off, or maybe this will just go right around him. Oh no, his head doesn't come off. This goes right around him. There we go. Because I know some of these DC figures came with interchangeable heads. But putting that on right there, that looks really nice. It's a shame he didn't come with a cape though, because I think that would have been really cool. But as far as articulation goes, his head can rotate a full 360. His arms can move out that far. They could go down that far. He has elbow articulation, hand articulation. His legs can kick outward that far. Back that far, it's kind of limited because of this piece right here. But his knees bend, as well as his feet. And he does have toe articulation. If we move his arms up like this, we could see how far his legs click out. You could hear the joints clicking. So they kick out pretty far. That's really nice. And they could go back. Really nice. So right here, I believe this is one of these hands. You could just place the shuriken in his hands like that, and it'll stay. And I believe we could also put it in his other hand right here. Yeah, that's a better fit. Really cool. I mean, for me, I like to display these guys without accessories, but let's see if I could get him to stand on his own. And we're also going to compare him to some other Batman figures that I have. So it just seems like this figure has a little bit of weight at the top. That's why it's hard for him to stand all on his own. Maybe if I bend his feet a little bit. There we go. Let's see if this goes right at the bottom of his feet here. I try not to force it in. Maybe I could get his other foot on the stand, but you don't really have to. So that's really nice. Now putting these accessories aside, I want to compare him to some other Batmans that I have. Let's just set him aside over here. So here, following that same suit design, we have the Movie Masters Dark Knight. This figure is actually really old now, but to me it still holds up. This is still a really nice Batman figure. And then we got the Movie Masters Batman Begins. Here we got the DC Multiverse. This is not McFarlane, but still a nice figure. We got the Batfleck right here with the cloth cape. And for like an ultimate comparison, we've got, this figure came out in 2017, the 1970s Batsuit. There we go. So we could see all of these Batmans side by side. And I think they look really cool together. And measuring out one of these guys, you can see this one standing just a little bit over 6 inches tall. And our McFarlane Dark Knight here is standing at almost about 8 inches tall, which is really cool. And there's also a masked version of this guy. I believe he came with a cape, but I never got around to picking that guy up just yet. But if I get him in the future, I'll do another review of and compare them. But I still think this figure is actually really good, just because I think the head sculpt just kills it. McFarlane killed it with this head sculpt. I wish he was more articulated, like in his waist, and I really wish he came with a cape. But still, this is a fine addition to your Batman shelf. He's got really nice detail and everything. And what I think is really cool, because this movie came out several years ago, so if you missed out on getting any of these figures, definitely pick this guy up. You have another chance of adding one of the Dark Knight figures to your collection. And yeah, guys, let me know which Batman is your favorite. I'm gonna have to go with this one right here, the Movie Masters Dark Knight, but that's just my opinion. I do like this one as well. Maybe if I had a masked version of him, that would be my favorite. I do wish these guys were just a little bit bigger, so I feel like the height on this one is the best. But yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like if you like Batman, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys on the next video review.